So today we're going to have a look at one of the most outstanding plants to be in flower in January. And this is Daphne Jacqueline Postill. Daphne bholua is a variable species with lots of named varieties, some of which are more evergreen and some of which are more deciduous. Jacqueline Postill is slightly pink in flower, opening to a full white, and if you were standing where I'm standing now, you'll be blown away with the scent. An outstanding plant, but suddenly I think we have a bit of a problem. When we look up the plant, there are hardly any leaves. There's quite a bit of new growth shoots, but normally in winter, even after a windy time as we've had, I would expect the plant to be still in full leaf. Now what we know is that 15 years ago we had a plant here of a similar size that suddenly decided to die. And what we also know is that varieties of Daphne bholua seem to live with us in our high rainfall climate only about 15 years. And I think this plant is probably going to have one last little hurrah of partial flowering, and then it's going to be dead. But hang on a minute, let's just go in around the back of the plant and have a look and see how nature recreates itself. About a year ago, I noticed a seedling that had come up from below this Daphne bholua, and I wondered if it was actually a root sucker, because one of the ways of propagating this plant is sometimes where you have a root that's comes near the daylight underneath the plant, it'll put up a shoot, and that's one of the ways you can propagate Daphne bholua. But when I look further around here, it's clear that what we've got here are seedlings. They've only just started to come up, some of them, and some of them are still very tiny. So this plant has shown us that it knows it's dying, that it's put out multiple seed, and the seed have been very fertile, the seed have germinated, and frankly Burncoos will be absolutely delighted because there's loads and loads of small plants here we can dig up and carry away back to the nursery. But then I look again and look further and I see what is undoubtedly a root sucker which has appeared. This is no seedling, this is a root sucker. You can almost see where the root goes back to the main stem. So what I think we'll do is, if as I expect, this lovely tree, which is about good 15 feet tall, if this dies in about the summertime, here will be its replacement. And if that dies as well, because it's somehow the root is infected, then we have oceans and oceans of seedlings of this lovely Daphne to play with and replace the plant for what will be the second time in my lifetime. Aren't plants clever? And nature's always full of surprises which cheer you up.